Medical coding is the process of taking all kinds of documented medical records, services, procedures, surgeries, diagnoses, medications, and then converting them into different code sets. The codes play a big part in medical billing, so making sure that everything goes on a claim form correctly, gets submitted to insurance, and then appropriately reimbursed. But it also plays a big component in data collection as well. How many patients have certain conditions and in what certain areas and what services they're receiving that might be helpful to them. The individuals that specialize in reading all of those medical records and then knowing all of the different guidelines and insurance regulations to have them converted into codes are known as coding specialists or medical coders. And a lot of medical coders work from the comfort of their own home. So today in this video, I want to talk to you about what that looks like, what you need to work from home, some of the equipment involved, and how you can find a really awesome work from home job as a medical coder. Hey everyone, I'm Victoria. I'm a medical coder, auditor, educator, and content creator, and on my channel I provide tips, tricks, and tutorials to help you be successful in a medical coding career. If you haven't already, highly encourage you to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get alerts when I post new episodes. Today's video is sponsored by Code. Code provides an amazing platform for you to take full advantage of all of your coding experience and skills, working when, how, and where you want. If you are looking to have more control over your coding career, looking to supplement your income, or looking to be your own boss, you have to check out Code today. That's Code with a K, KODE health.com. So yes, a lot of medical coders work from home. The AAPC, who credentials a lot of medical coders as well as other healthcare business-related professionals, reported in their most recent salary survey that over 70% of their members stated that they are working from home either full-time or part-time, meaning that they are either 100% remote or they're in the office a little bit. Maybe they're splitting their time between office and working from home. It's funny, but when I started out in medical coding, that was like my primary goal. I wanted to get into medical coding because I was very introverted, and I thought, oh, well, this is something that I can do from home and I don't have to worry about anyone bothering me. And there's still tons of positions that you can find like that. But I actually eventually found a very good niche that when you are doing provider education and working at the elbows and they're on site, you tend to have a more robust career and salary because those are the more rare people. Most people get into medical coding because they want to work from home. But there's lots of very awesome career ladder opportunities you can take if you want to go out and do things that are more in person. Now, if you're a medical coder and your goal is to work from home, there's going to be a few things you're going to need in order to make that happen. Now, first and foremost, most organizations only hire certified coders, or they'll say it's contingent. Within 1 year of hire, you have to have your coding certification. Not just that you went through training online, but you actually sat for a formal examination and passed it and have a certificate from typically the AAPC or a HEMO is what they're looking for. But there's also tools that you will need to have in order to be successful working from home. A lot of organizations want you to have dual monitors, meaning 2 monitors plugged into your station. This can be accomplished with a laptop or a desktop. I'm not the expert on the connections and what cords and equipment you will need, but there are things that you can do like buy portable second monitors. But I would wait until you actually have the job to find out what equipment you need before you start purchasing things, because some organizations will send you a laptop. It really depends on the organization, but just prepare that at least that you have that thought that you need to have the space to hold potentially 2 monitors. One typically has the electronic medical record system in it, and the other can be used for things like if you have a electronic equivalent of code books, or if you're entering things into the billing system to make sure that you can look at both things and toggle back and forth. A lot of employers will also include your books. So if you took your test last year and you haven't updated your books yet, it's a good thing to have updated books, but your employer might buy you new ones or give you an equivalent, which we will often refer to as an encoder, which is basically the digital lookup tools that you can use to find codes in a online database or search mechanism. And oftentimes these encoders give you more information than you can find in the books. They'll direct you to guidelines, they'll direct you to crosswalks, certain diagnosis codes that maybe are commonly billed with these procedures. So oftentimes the encoders can be more helpful, but they're not always as flip-through friendly as the paper books are. Everyone has their preference. Another thing that you'll need to be successful working from home is a secure internet connection. You don't want to lose connection several times while you're working because you want to be productive. Medical coding is a very highly productivity and accuracy based field. And because you'll be dealing with sensitive medical records, a lot of organizations will actually have you sign onto a secure network, a VPN network, to assure that no one is going in and also looking at medical records. And speaking of privacy, you will also likely need a secure space, meaning you can't be connecting from a Starbucks, you can't be connecting from your living room with family members or neighbors going by, because you are working with private patient information, and because of HIPAA and other privacy laws, you cannot share that information. You can't have other people looking over your shoulder at that information because of protecting patient privacy. Different organizations will have different regulations on what they consider a secure space. A lot of them will also stipulate that you cannot be taking care of, young children, elderly parents while you're working, that they have to be in school or childcare, etc. Because of that, you might need to set some ground rules with yourself or your family member saying, hey, I'm going to be in my office between these hours. If you need to come in, you have to knock first. And then just making sure that you're communicating appropriately about what is and isn't expected of you at work, and that while you are at home, that does mean you are working from home and not just relaxing at home. It's also important to stay organized and make sure that you're secure even with things like some of that company information, even though maybe it's not privacy law protected because it's not patient information. Some of those policies that you might have from your company that you have printed out, or even other personal things that you might have, like your benefits information and things, it's not a bad idea to have maybe a locked filing cabinet where you can appropriately store things. Ergonomics are also super important when you're working from home, not just for medical coders, but for anyone. In medical coding, you're doing a lot of looking at your computer and a lot of sitting. So sit-stand desks are nice if you can find something that works for you within your budget. And also just having a comfortable chair, making sure that you're not squatting over, a card table in your living room. And one of the things that is really, really important to your success in your career when you're working from home as a medical coder is staying connected. As a medical coder that's certified through either the AAPC or AHIMA, you will have local chapters or local organizations that you can go to for continuing education units and for networking opportunities. The AAPC specifically is really, really amazing with this. You can attend virtual meetings with your local chapter as well as in-person meetings in some locations. This way you build your network naturally of people who work in maybe the same kind of location and payer pool that you do. They know where job openings are. You can bounce ideas off of them because you know other coders that might be proficient in certain specialties. And sometimes it's just nice to kind of vent and talk to other people and realize that they're maybe having the same sort of struggles that you are, and that you're not crazy when you come across these things. As an AAPC member, you also get a magazine called Healthcare Business Monthly. You'll need that for keeping up with your education because as a medical coder, you have to get continuing education units. So it's not one of those one and done things where you can kind of learn it and then don't have to do a lot of follow-up. There's a lot of continuing education in medical coding. And going to those local chapter meetings will help you get those continuing education units in addition to all of the networking. And if you're someone who wants to move up, you're very motivated in your career and you're like, hey, I want to do the next thing. I want to become an expert in this field. Your local chapter will give you amazing opportunities to help you along the way. I would not be where I am today if it weren't for my local chapter giving me the opportunities to step up and taste leadership roles and speaking roles and writing roles. So if you're looking for a really good work from home career with job security where you don't have to go back and get like a full college degree, by the way, link in the description if you want to know my recommendation of where to go, definitely look into medical coding. It's a really great career. And if you're looking for a work from home job, definitely check out Code Health because they can help connect you. So with the right tools and resources from the AAPC and from Code, you can get a very rewarding and successful work from home job. Using tools and resources from the AAPC and Code, you can find working from home very rewarding and successful. Have you ever worked from home as a medical coder? Definitely let me know in the comments below. And if you want to know more about my specific setup that I use for working from home, you can check out this video right here. I will see you guys in the next video. And until then, just keep on coding on.